Gail Minogue is a practical change agent who believes we come to Earth not to be happy, rich, poor, or sad, but to grow, evolve, and serve. She's a numerologist and student of sacred geometry and other sacred teachings. Her divine numerology work takes you way beyond your lucky numbers. It is my pleasure to welcome Gail Minogue to Studio 4 to tell us more.
Good morning.
Nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
I forgot to mention in the introduction, you are also a commodities broker, don't trade.
That's correct.
You have your real estate license.
Yes. Yes.
What else?
Well, what else? I used to live in Hong Kong. I worked for a Swiss textile firm there. I was a managing director in the Far East. So I've done quite a few things, basically in the financial worlds. That was where I started.
Mm-hmm. So numbers have always been in your life?
Always.
When did you decide to delve into the deeper aspects of numbers?
About 25 years ago. I began just studying Pythagorean theorems of math.
Oh, fine. Oh, him.
Oh, yeah, Pythagoras. And I began to understand a much more deeper meaning of the, what we'll call the harmony of the spheres, or the information of the divine order of things, that everything is in an order, or the Bible tells you that your days are numbered. So this is where it began, and I began those studies, Hermetic laws, and everyone has a numerical vibration that they come to Earth with. They have a blueprint, they have a name that masks actually numbers, because the letters are numbers, and they have a date of birth, so it's all there.
It's not as simple as looking in the back of a magazine, a fashion magazine, and in the numerology chart.
No, that's just fun. That's entertainment.
That's like the astrology in the back of a magazine.
Yeah, exactly.
You look and it says, oh, today is going to be a good day, tomorrow's not, or you're a number 7 and this means you're going to do this today. It's not that.
No.
It's deeper than that, correct?
It's much deeper than that, yes.
Where do you start if you don't know anything about numerology?
Well, all you really need to know to start are probably just know your own name at birth. You have to know your exact name at birth, because that lies your destiny, your personality, your quote karma, or the challenges, what talent you have. That's all in the name. Everything is in the name. And then the date of birth will give you your learning lesson, the life path you've chosen. It will also tell you your time frame, when things are to begin, when things are to end, when to hold, when to fold. It's all there in the date of births. So these work together your entire life.
So you don't use a nickname?
You can.
You can?
Use, once you arrive here, you can use any name you like. You can call yourself Bob. Doesn't matter. But you never lose the original blueprint. So people who hate their names, that's fine, but you needed that blueprint to work with.
I see, but if you're doing the numbers and trying to figure out what your number is, you use the name given to the name on your birth certificate.
Yes, exactly. And you use a junior. You don't use 3rd, 4th, or 5th. That's just what we call an earth placement. That was given to you. We know your ranking within that family. Mm-hmm. Actually, the last name shows the group karma that you're working with the family of origin to help them resolve it, absolve it, fix it, balance it, whatever came in with you with that family.
When you say came in with you, obviously you believe in reincarnation?
Yes, definitely. After you begin to work with this, you really see the patterns. Yes.
And when did we start to make this plan? In the womb, before the womb?
Before the womb. Before the womb. Before the womb. So everything is very important. We think we land here willy-nilly. I mean, someone could be 3 months old and they've been here many, many times.
An old soul.
An old soul.
Is there
much
a number?
Life experience.
Is there a number associated with an old soul?
No, it's not so much a number as it is looking at the name to see what numbers are missing. If there are no numbers missing, usually that's someone who's had a great deal of earth experience. So nothing here thrills them that much. They will respond differently to, say, a big event. They won't react quite the same.
How do you use numerology in your life, in your everyday life?
In my everyday life, I always want to know my own personal year. For instance, you could be in a 3-year or 5-year, remember, it's on the timing. I always want to know my timing. So for instance, I'm now in an 8-year. The universal year we're in is 2007. So 2007 is a 9-year. 2 and 7 is 9.
You add it all together.
Yeah.
2 plus 7 is 9. We're in a 9-year.
So you would add that year to your month and day of birth. And you would total that, reduce it to a single digit, and you will get your personal year. It's in my book. I wrote the book Divine Design, and it
Did I have fun with this on the weekend?
Isn't that fun? And you can do it with your whole family.
I'm reading aloud to my girlfriend on the phone. I said, do the math.
Yeah, I know.
and it's simple math. It's not difficult. You're born
very
on
easy.
You add the month, the day,
Yes.
and the year of your birth. So that's
Yes.
1 plus 9 plus 6 plus 0.
Yes.
1960. You
Yes.
don't add it all
You have
like
to add
that.
the 19. Some people just take the 60. You have to add the whole year.
The whole year.
1960.
It's on the screen now, how to calculate your life path.
Right.
This is July 1st, 1867. This is Canada's birthday.
Okay.
7 plus 1 plus 1 plus 8 equals 30.
Yeah.
So, excuse me, Canada is a 3.
3. That's a
What
nice
does that
number.
mean?
Well, 3 is a very creative number. It's, we do things in threes. 3 strikes, you're out. Or, even in the Bible, he rose on the 3rd day. So 3 is the number of creativity, joy, expression, very what we call pleasant.
So now that we figured out our numbers, life path, a 1,
Right. Yes.
for instance.
What is a 1 life path?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pioneer. It's a Martin Luther King. That's what's his life path.
That's my life path.
Yeah, that's you. You're a pioneer. You're blazing trails where other people won't go.
I didn't know.
Yeah, well, you're in here to learn how to develop your will and to be what I'll call courageous, bold, and take risks and chances
Really?
and start new things.
What was fascinating to me, and we did some of the calculation, as you
sure.
know, and Barack Obama, Al Gore, and Paris Hilton are all a number 2.
Yeah, and they're all 11, meaning the compound number behind the 2 is an 11, and so is Ronald Reagan, and so is Colin Powell, and so is Madonna. They all are sort of inspirational people, even though you may not think Paris Hilton is inspirational. In her
Right.
own way, she is.
Well, she's certainly getting attention.
Yeah, she's certainly getting attention.
Not as inspirational these days,
Yeah.
but we don't know where Paris is going to go.
The other thing about an 11 life path is they're very late bloomers, like Ronald Reagan. They're late bloomers, these people. Bill Clinton's an 11.
He is.
Yes.
So
All
he's
these
a 2.
guys-
Barack and Bill,
Bill
and Al Gore.
and Bill Clinton and Ronald Reagan, they're all 11 master numbers, which reduces to a 2.
And a 3. What would that be?
A 3, like what Canada is.
Yes.
Yeah, Canada is extremely pleasant. What I would say is a number of creativity. It's the person or the country that people want to have around because they make people feel better. They know how to say the right things. But basically, they're creative. And they can blend the 1 and the 2. They can blend the pioneer, the independent spirit with the person who's the peacekeeper.
Right.
So they're really wonderful to have around.
So what about a 4?
Hardworking, disciplined, organized. You remember the 40s? They weren't a whole lot of fun. I mean, the 4 is work, organized, disciplined, methodical, get the job done.
Right. So you're saying the 40s, like the 1940s?
Yeah, let's get the job done.
Interesting.
Let's get the
War.
And it's the number of work, and women went to work in the 40s. The 40s was the time of discipline, and when we say 40 days and 40 nights, that's what it means. We are to be disciplined for 40 days, for 40 nights, for 40 years, and it takes 40 years before the soul is really ready to lay its foundation for its life. A blueprint's actually 120 years. We
So we
check out
should live 120 years? I'm so happy to hear that.
we should be doing middle age at 60, and we never came in to retire. That's something man-made.
Well, Elizabeth Kubler-Ross once said, we're all living on death row.
She did.
Every day you live on death row.
Yes, she did, from the day you get in here. But the average blueprint's 120, and we check out way too soon because we don't pay attention.
Well, we drink too much scotch and we smoke.
Yeah, and we get on the cell phone and drive.
Get on the cell phone and drive.
Uh-huh.
Don't put our seatbelts on. So we
Right.
pretty well know how to self-destruct as
we
humans.
do. We don't pay attention. It's the main thing is we don't pay attention. That's the number one thing.
Sure, we're violent. We get shot.
Yeah.
All of that. Mm-hmm.
We do social causes and go to war.
Of course. A smart little group, aren't
Yeah,
we?
we-
So 4s, we did 4s, right? Rudy Giuliani is a 4.
Rudy Giuliani, is he a 4? I'm not sure.
That's what we... No, sorry, he's a 6.
Yeah,
I'm
I thought
lying.
so, yeah. It's a 6.
He's
so
number
he
4
thinks
on
he
my
knows,
list. He's number
he's
6
the same
in his
number
life path.
as Bush. They always think they know what's best for us. Because
Bush Jr.?
Bush Jr., they're the cosmic fathers. They think they know what's best for us, and they want to help us, and what we should do.
Okay, we missed 5.
5 is the agent of change. You know, if a country is going through a really rough patch and really needs a big change, you'll
Right.
bring in a 5 leader. And the last 5 the United States had, the 2 biggest were Abraham Lincoln and Franklin Roosevelt. But your back has to be against the wall. I wouldn't be surprised, not this election, but the next one, where we bring in someone with a 5 life path.
I wonder who. Let
Yeah.
me see. It's not Barack.
It's not any of
Hillary.
these.
It's not any of these.
None of these float your, what we'll call float your boat. None of these.
Really?
Do they really? I mean, if you look at them, they're
We don't know, but we'll see
Yeah.
soon. 5, 6, 7. Lucky 7, is that any correlation? Lucky 7 from
7
11?
is a spiritual number. 7 is the number of development of the higher mind. It's the number of the royalty and the priesthood. It's people who really are cerebral. They use your mind for their work. It's more of an inward number than an outward number. I wouldn't call these the leaders. I would call these the thinkers. I will call these the intellects, and those who are interested in the higher mind, the development of that. You don't see a lot of 7s necessarily running for office and leading countries. There're just not a lot of 7s out there.
Maybe not interested. They work in different ways.
They work in different ways.
And an 8?
An 8 is the leader. He wants to be in charge. He wants to be the boss. I'm the leader. I'll take over.
Male, female, any difference
Doesn't
in
matter.
numerology? Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. They all want to lead, and they don't want you to tell them
That's
what to do.
our premier.
They don't want you to tell them what to do. They're the leaders. I'll tell you what to do.
He has that reputation.
That's what
You know,
they
he's
are.
very purposeful. He knows where he's going. He wants to go there. And as you know, you of course have to ask other people occasionally. But
They run the companies, they run the businesses, and they make sure they hire all the right people. And you know, they
not afraid to hire the
No.
right people, correct?
No, they always want to run and run things and own things. You know, own companies,
Yeah.
run divisions. Remember what the 80s were
And
like?
you're really stuck with that number, aren't you? You can't
You
change
can't
it.
change you can't change. You can use a different name, but you won't lose your original blueprint.
I see.
And every country has a blueprint. Every city has a blueprint. Everybody, every area, every house number. All of these work
Oh,
together.
I played with that. I live in a 5 house, and I work in a 5. You add the address up, right? So this address
Yeah.
you add up.
Yeah,
on-
right.
What is our address? 1067? Yeah.
What is that?
1067, so 6 and 7, 13, 14, 4 plus 1, we're a 5.
Yeah,
Studio 4 is a 5
Five
house.
is the best number for business out of your own home. 5 it's the marketing number. The United States Life Path is a 5, and what the United States does, it markets itself. It's fabulous. It's also an agent of change. It's a catalyst of change. So this building, if it's a 5, has the ability to be what will market the information, will promote, and will be an agent of change for other people.
Now, we missed the 9 and the life path. We have to go there because there'll
Yeah,
be somebody
yeah.
out there saying, Fanny,
Yeah.
you forgot me.
Yeah.
I'm a 9.
We forgot the 9? Okay, we forgot the 9. All right. The number 9 it's a finishing number. There's nothing after 9. We even say a person is dressed to the 9 or the cat has 9 lives. We
Yes.
use these expressions, you know, all the time. The 9 is the last number. It's the completion and ending. And a person who has that number is to learn to let go, must learn to let go. The 90s was letting go for a long period. It was a decade of transformation. It was an ending, so we could begin a whole new century in the year
Right.
2000.
Let go of what?
Let go of
judgment?
let go of people, let go of things. Don't hang on and attach yourself to things. It's like be in this world but not be of this world. Use it, but don't depend upon it.
Dare I say, trip lightly.
Trip lightly. It's an opportunity for you to learn detachment. It's a Gandhi number. In fact, that was his life path number, was a 9.
What does it mean when
Detachment.
numbers recur in your life? There's, say the last 5 places you lived had a 4.
Well, if you
Or-
you can have a predominant of that in your chart, and you're going to be attracted to that number over and over again. And so you will, like I have a prominent 8, so I must have, probably the most number of houses I've ever lived in have been always added up to 8. I was born in an 8 house, I own another 8 house, and I'm always into an 8 house. So I know what that means, for good or for bad. You just have to know. If you're missing a number, and you move into a house with that number, that will activate some of your issues while you live there. That's why you hate some of the places you live in, and you love other places. Both cities and houses.
Because
or
there is
units.
a sense of place for all of us. As you know,
Absolutely.
you
There are
are very
places-
comfortable in light. Some people are
Yeah.
comfortable in dark. Some people like lots of trees. Some
Yeah,
people like to
yeah.
live with ocean and view.
If you have a 7 life path, which rules the environment, you always want to live near the water, live in the ocean, live near mountains. 7 rules the environment.
How do you use this numerology to determine where your greatest potential resides?
Well, you have to look at your life path, what's your learning lesson, and what is your name total. You
That's
have to
what
have
we just did.
Yeah, that's your destiny. You need to have these work together so that your life lesson is taking you towards what you want to accomplish. The same, even every country has that. Every person has that. You want to make these work together. It's when you go against your own blueprint that your life does not work well. And most people don't even know they even have a blueprint. So they're constantly searching. By the time they reach 40, they feel lost. They go through midlife crisis by 50. Actually, you really don't free yourself to about 50. That's about when you free yourself.
At 50, I've
About
heard this.
50.
50,
Yeah,
60.
it's actually
now
seven
that
seven
50
soul
is
cycles.
Or 60 is the new 50.
It's true. 60 is actually middle age. You begin your elder years around 90. So you want to be really successful. Retirement is man-made. The soul never comes in to retire. That's ridiculous. So the soul is on its journey, learning, and continues to be productive and learn from the day it leaves here, and it takes only what it learns.
And you suggest we come in with guides. We don't come in alone. We come in
always
with
come in
guides
with a guide.
who, when we're really messing up, tend to help us a bit.
Well, they can't interfere, but you can ask for help and support. And you always have someone, usually someone from a past life, will stay with you until you take your last breath, will never leave you.
What do you say to people who work in commodities and work with you at a corporate level, or the naysayers to numerology?
Well,
who think
first of all, I
you're
don't go into
pretty
all
much
this with
lost your
them.
mind?
No, I don't go into all this with them. But I work the numbers. Like there's a theory in trading called the chaos theory. And you literally, there's an order within chaos and there's patterns. And you can look at this and you can use this and to help you. And you know the cycles. You could tell when gold was going up. There were certain transits, and it was activated about 2 years ago. It was activated around July or August of 2005. Gold was going to go up, and gold will start to flatten and change after September. So you
Really?
can see these patterns. You see these patterns. So you can tell what's, just like before the show we were talking about a 20-year pattern that began in 2004 and goes to 2024. The emphasis of this pattern is on the young male and the East. So you're seeing, quote, problems again, really uprising among the young male in the world and in the Middle East and in Asia. These are the two areas for till 2024
Well, you'll
to pay
have
attention.
to come back because we have not even
Yeah, there's a lot.
begun.
There's a lot.
Divine design. There's a lack. How you created the life you're living, Gail Minogue. I thank you.
Oh, thank you.